So I was getting a message in, and I wrote it all down. And I just want to pull some cards because this is a very... It's time to hear this, is what I'm getting. It's time to hear this. That's the one. That's the one. The crossing. Initiation. Makes sense with the reading. I was told exactly who you want to be in that moment. This is your moment to let go of fear, to let go of judgment, to let go of resentment, let go of what others may think, see, or hear about you. The Five of Coins and the Devil. Now that came out when I was saying let go of resentment and let go of what others may think, see, or hear. People cannot read you, and that's one of your protections. You're not meant to be read. You're meant to be heard. You're meant to be seen. Oh, a lot came out. My goodness. I'm going to put them in the order they came out. So it's right. The Three of Swords. You definitely are someone who is misunderstood many, many times because of the fact that so many people on this earth are so judgmental. So many people on this earth believe that you have to believe this, your religion has to be that, and they segregate people because of this. And you're not that type of person. You initiate the feeling of everybody belongs, no matter what you believe, no matter who you call to, no matter what embraces you. It doesn't matter. To you, as long as the person is a good-hearted person, means well, does well, says well, it's all a part of making the world a better place. You have this energy about you that a lot of people, it just comes down to feeling envious and jealous a little bit that you can be that person. The Two of Wands and Strength. You're not anywhere near a chameleon, I could tell you that. When you walk into a room, you stand out. People stare. A lot of people may not even communicate with you because of this feeling they get when they see you. Your strength shows. Your stability shows. Even though you walk into the room and you feel insecure, the energy that you give off is the complete opposite. And again, that's your protection shield, which is a beautiful thing because you allow it to grow, you allow it to glow in front of everybody. And sometimes people could feel uneasy about that. And why is that? It's because those people cannot do that. The Two of Wands is representing the fact that you can see both sides of things. The Nine of Wands. Like I said, sometimes it does feel as if you're that creature in the circus when you walk into a room because of how people look at you, how they perceive you. those are the people that you don't really need to go out of your way, because the first initial reaction from people can be thrown off, but it's because they can't read you. You are unreadable. They cannot read you. And that makes people uncomfortable. I also heard, let people believe whatever perception that they have of you. So don't go out of your way trying to make them believe who you are. They either see it or they don't. 8 of Wands. If they don't see it, they don't see it. Then they're not meant to be in your circle. I also heard that God made you that way and led you with this. You are different, and that is a good thing. The King of Coins. You are not meant to fit in. You are not meant to just follow. You're meant to lead. The Hierophant. You're meant to lead. And lead by example. I also heard, I'm reading what I wrote down. I also heard too many of the same normal average people. That is not you. You are not normal. And you're not an average, normal, everyday person. You're just not. The Knight of Cups. Like I said, you hold when... The easiest way that I could explain it is that, and I know you know because this happens to you, it doesn't matter where you go. When you walk into a public place, or if you're invited to something and you don't know everybody there, you catch every single person's attention at some point when you walk in that room, and you feel it and you witness it, and that makes you uncomfortable. What else did I write? It's giving off the anti-hero feeling. An anti-hero stands for good, bad, yin and yang, dark and light. If that's pretty much like an example of what an anti-hero is. So you don't perceive yourself as you're this hero, you're this manifesto type person at all. But you do good things, you say good things, you mean good things, and you stand true in what you believe, and you also allow others to stand in what they believe. And that's what makes you that anti-hero type figure. If it came down to it, where you had to stand up for yourself or somebody who wrong was being done to, you do that. But you also don't go out of your way to be the center of attention and, the superpower person, like, oh, I'll figure it out. I've got this. I'll figure it out. No, you own it. You own it. And the song that was coming in for this is Dance Like This by Wyclef Jean and Claudette Ortiz. Dancing is very, very relevant with this reading. Not that you have to be a dancer, but dancing is a way of you pretty much melting away any negative energy. Where am I at? 924. Can't see. The Queen of Coins. Yes, dance it out. Turn that music on. Turn on what gets you moving. Turn on Dance Like This by Wyclef Jean and just go with it. Just go with it, because when you're around public places and people that you don't know and you have to deal with that type of energy, that's an easy way to kind of let it go, to release it, to shake off any negativity that you may have collected while you were in that atmosphere. I'm also hearing that if you have the time, dancing lessons with a significant other or a partner that you think would be fun to do, that might be something you might want to look into. And it's more so because it fulfills your soul. Not that you have to take dance lessons, but even in your home, just dance. Just dance. You're releasing all of that built up energy that you collect as you're around these types of people that look at you that way. The Knight of Coins. The Judgment. And the High Priestess. Like I said, you're not out there judging. You're just not. You're not the type of person to segregate someone or make somebody feel a certain way because they don't follow your standards. You don't have a standard when it comes to that. You are an open-minded person, and you used to believe that that was your flaw, that you were so open and that's why you got hurt or you got put in situations. That's not the case here. Yes, you gave people the benefit of the doubt. Unfortunately, sometimes you give people the benefit of the doubt that shouldn't have received that. And that's okay, because that's where the lessons come in. That's where you then learn, okay, this type of person, with how they treated me or made me feel or spoke about me, now I know not to put all that effort, put all that energy into that type of person. So because High Priestess energy, it's it's very, very, very anti-hero feeling. I could see it. Like, I see you walking into a room, and at some point you're catching each and every person's gaze at some point while you're there, and they stare. And to you it's uncomfortable, but I'm telling you, it's just because you are 100% a different kind of person. And that is a good thing. And for years when you were younger, it came off as it wasn't a good thing. You wanted to fit in. But now you're realizing you don't need to fit in. There's nothing to fit into. We're all supposed to be individual. We're all supposed to be different. We're all supposed to bring to the table who and what we are. And others are supposed to embrace that. The Moon. My goodness. The light that you give off when people are receptive to your energy, you actually help them come out of the darkness. That's how strong you are. That's how strong you are. That's how much you know that you are different. And now you're starting to embrace that. The Ten of Cups. It's only going to bring good things to you and for you and for the people that you love that are around you. That's all. There's no bad in this whatsoever. But I'm telling you, start dancing more. It's going to be a way that you heal. When you're having a rough day, when you're having a day where you just feel blah, the dancing is what's going to help that. Yeah, see? Whenever you're feeling like this, the weight is heavy, you've taken on a lot, you've been around a lot of energy, dance. Dance. That is your healing. That is letting it go, getting it off of you, and just putting it back out where it belongs. Let it go where it belongs. You don't need that. Ooh. Let's see if that... Sheesh. A bibble. Ay, ay, ay. The King of Wands. The Nine of Coins. Jeez, man. You know your path. You're coming into it. The Ten of Wands. You're coming into it. You're accepting this difference that you are and that you have. Focus. The Page of Coins. You got it in the bag, man. You got it in the bag. The Queen of Wands. Sorry, the dogs bark at literally wind blowing. And then the Nine of Cups. You got to get your dance on. You got to. I'm telling you, even if you're just cleaning the house, or if you are outside, just dance. Just dance. I just keep hearing that. Put that song on, please. Put that song on. Dance Like This by Wyclef Jean and Claudette Ortiz. It's a mix. It's not the original one without Claudette. Look up that one, because the vibrations that that song gives off, it's going to help release that feeling that you have, or that drag feeling that you have, that stagnation that you feel. It's going to release that. It's going to release that for you. Let's see what the shamans say. A little bit of guidance. Are we stuck? New beginnings. Sky Bridge, possibility for union. This is not a new beginning of a new you. This is who you've always been, but never understood it. You are definitely someone who was quiet in school. You probably got picked on. Nobody really talked to you much. You had your little group of friends that understood you, but it was a very small group and you were content with that. But you still couldn't understand why you weren't being seen. And to be honest, the reason why, sorry, my bad. The reason why, because you didn't have your voice. You were uncomfortable in this indifference that you have. You weren't understanding it. Now you're understanding it, and now you're embracing it. The Herald of Change. You are meant to embrace it. There's so many people in this world that just follow in line. And ultimately, deep down, if they really honed in on that and thought about it, how happy are they if they're not themselves? And that is not you. You cannot, you will not bend. My goodness. The disowned self, root girl. You're starting to understand who you are, and that is a huge, huge accomplishment in the cycles. Huge. Because once you become comfortable with exactly who you are, you can start embracing that. And this isn't about wanting to be a certain kind of person or a certain kind of way. This is just you finally being comfortable in your own skin, in your own mind, in your own spirituality. And this is something that is actually going to wake up a lot of things for you in your life. Well, as I say that, experiencing life as it comes. For a while, a long while, you were stuck with worrying about the future, worrying and reminding yourself of things in the past. Now, because of this realization of the difference that you are and embracing that, it's just helping you grow. It's helping you grow big time. And with that, you attract better things. You attract more positive things to happen and to come to you. Clarity and organization. This is bringing you more clarity with who you are and what you are. You're not going to always feel like the odd man or odd woman in the room. It's not going to feel that way anymore for you. You're still going to realize and notice the type of attention that's drawn to you when you walk in the room, but it's not going to feel the same anymore. It's going to be a different feeling now. This is really, I mean, when it comes to karmic cycles and things repeating itself, that's exactly what I mean. Back in the day, you'd walk into a room, you'd get anxious beforehand, you'd be anxious while you're in there, you'd be uncomfortable, you couldn't get your words right, you weren't really sure how to interact with people. It's going to be totally different now. It's going to be totally different now. You're still going to have that little bit of underlying of like, I'm not sure. But that's part of who you are. You are comfortable in what you know and who you know. And you fully open yourself up as who you are with your group of people that you are comfortable with. When you're out in a big public setting with a lot of people that you don't know, you become a little more reserved from letting that out. That is not going to change because that is who you are. And no, you cannot change who anybody is. You can change what and certain things that you do, but you cannot change who somebody is. And you're not meant to change that. You're just meant to feel more comfortable knowing that that's your intuition, that's your spirit team just looking over you, and that is your protection shield. It's literally like a shield. I see like a bubble around you. And that is something that you do for yourself. That is something that may have come from a traumatic experience. Actually, it definitely did. However, you're using it in a different way. It's a tool for you, is what it is. And you're using it a different way now. You're still using it as protection for yourself, but you're also allowing yourself to be more open and expressive around people that you're not comfortable with. And anybody that you don't know, you're pretty much uncomfortable with because it takes time for you to open up to people. Sheesh, man. Rest and renewal. Revelation. You're coming out of a rest and renewal. You're coming out of it, and in that rest and renewal was the realization of your protection bubble and that it's okay to have and that you're still going to have it, but now you're going to present yourself in a different way, and that's the revelation. Vanishing mirror, ego sublimation. It's going to change the way some people perceive you. It definitely is. And for the better for you. to where you will be able to be more comfortable. Will-o'-the-wisp, treasures hidden in the shadows. Our darkest hours can bring us the light. And that's why the anti-hero comes up, the yin and the yang, the good and the bad. You are a walking balance is what you are. Grace and generosity. The grace and generosity that you continue to give other people, you're now starting to give to yourself. You're also realizing that you're not going to be everybody's cup of tea because of this, and that's okay. This isn't like when you were in school where you felt like you didn't fit in. If you don't fit in, it's because your intuition and your spirit team are letting you know it's not for you. You don't need those people. You don't need to be interacting with those people. It's not for you. You're, in a sense, better than that. You don't need to stoop down to that level. And that's why these things will happen the way they will, and people will present themselves the way that they do, because it's pretty much your sign to let you know whether to pursue it or whether not to pursue it. This is a huge deal. A huge deal. This is, you were literally a completely different person when you were in high school and middle school than you are today. And it has taken years to get to this point. And now that you're finally at this point, don't look at, well, why couldn't I? Because there's this sense of, why couldn't I be this way? Like, if I could go back to school now and have this mentality, would it have been different? Well, absolutely it would have been different. But again, the past is the past. This now changes your present and into your future, because you are going to attract so much more abundance in your life in all forms because of you growing this stability within yourself. So you're done worrying about why people think a certain way. You're not focusing on that anymore. You are now focusing on the light that you bring, and you take it from there. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. They are proud of you. You did a great job. You've been through a lot of lessons, and this lesson taught you well, and you learned from it. Peace. Love you.